A very good morning to you. And for those who may not be aware, with everything else that has been going on, the story seeming to have fallen under the radar for a couple of months, who is appearing in court and why today?
So we have three former SARS officials who are appearing in court today. They include Johan van Loggerenberg, Ivan Pillay, and then also Andries Janse van Rensburg. They're all going to appear for the first time in this matter, which is being brought to the Pretoria Regional Court on an urgent basis. And as you've rightly said there, it all relates to narratives around the so-called rogue unit at SARS, a very highly placed unit in the Revenue Service looking at 5 different kinds of high-end tax evasion, everything from organized crime to politically exposed people, and also issues on the borders. So the two main issues that relate to this case is one, a 2007 alleged bugging of NPA officers in Pretoria, and then a 2008 alleged payment of 100,000 rand to the person accused of arranging that bugging of the officers. And in some ways it really is a battle between different factions of now former officials at SARS, and that's because 2 of the state witnesses reported to be appearing in this case later on in the process include former Commissioner Tom Moyane and Jonas Makwakwa.
All right, and then just about the saga and the scandal and the controversy over the so-called rogue unit, which many within SARS say is the wrong term to actually be using for the work that this unit did. Erin, just take us back a little bit, remind us of just the controversy around this unit.
Well, that's something that comes up quite clearly in the book The President's Keepers, which we know deals with issues of alleged tax evasion at the very upper echelons of South African governance, also organized crime units and the overlap between some people involved in tobacco tax evasion, for example, and people very close to the former head of state. So this rogue unit narrative really emerged through media reports, particularly in the Sunday Times, the Sunday newspaper, and on allegations from people who are sympathetic to the accused in this case. Those stories were planted to discredit this very powerful, very significant high-end unit at SARS. And so that narrative has currently, or subsequently I should say, been debunked. But the issues around these different groupings at SARS, Ivan Pillay, Johan van Loggerenberg, and tens of members of their team in that unit, compared to the new group that came in afterward and their attempts to sort of whip up SARS, you could say, and change management structures. It's also important to note that Moyane was fired by the president last month, and also that Makwakwa actually resigned, and this after the Financial Intelligence Center probed him, investigated him on allegations of tax evasion, money laundering, and wrongdoing in his role in SARS. He was effectively Moyane's right-hand man. That is part of an ongoing investigation by the Hawks against Makwakwa. But when he resigned citing personal reasons on the 14th of March. That was just a week before his superior Moyane was fired by the president.
Okay, so today's court appearance expected to be a very brief one. Do we know what will happen?
Yep, it'll be very, very brief and efficient. It'll be an in-and-out first appearance. The trio here, van Loggerenberg, Pillay, and Janse van Rensburg, have all tried to stay this court appearance, but it's going ahead of the Pretoria Regional Court, and it'll probably be very, very brief.
Okay, thanks very much, ENCA's Erin Bates, just bringing us up to speed on that court appearance happening today. A very brief one, as she said.